Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday of the Easter weekend, or Passover weekend, or it's just a bank holiday weekend, whatever your beliefs are. The main thing it definitely is an absolutely stunning day outside. So get yourselves outside, get in the sun, take your kids down the local park, and enjoy yourselves. Today I'm going to touch on a few bits and bobs. I've got some notes here, so keep looking down, bear with me, guys and girls. So the first thing I want to touch on is just a few things government have been saying. Now, as I've been saying over the weeks, more and more is going to start coming out, and a lot is coming out. You've just got to know where to look. And everything's been said is a bit tongue in cheek. So the what's his name? Not so witty fella allegedly came out yesterday and turned around and said, going forward, we're going to treat the Rona as the flu. Which is a strange thing to say all of a sudden, isn't it? After a year and a bit of trying to fearmonger and pressurise people into doing things, wearing things, etc., etc. I just found that quite humorous, if I'm honest with you. You know, the shutters are falling, girls and guys. It's a fact. Things are starting to come out, and we'll touch on a bit more of that. Obviously, there is talk of these that makes me laugh. They call them freedom passports. Doris, how can it be a freedom passport if you need it, if you've got to have a jibby jab to get one to go out? That's not freedom. I'm sorry, that's the opposite to freedom. A bit like when they say social distancing. How can it be social distancing when they're telling you to be unsociable, i.e. don't hug, don't kiss, don't shake hands, stay 2 metres apart from each other, wear a face nappy. So going forward, I think it should be called unsocial distancing. Well, that's only my thoughts on it. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but a little while ago, well, actually, do you know what? We'll touch on something else as well that's come to light. So, I saw through my own research, and I've seen a few social media sites, shall we say, which have been ladies and gentlemen, uploading videos. A couple claiming to be nurses. I can't say they definitely are, but I've got no reason to doubt them. There's actually a lot of alleged nurses coming out now against the narrative. And one massive one I think you all have to look into, especially if you think getting tested yourself or getting your kids tested or a member of your family. Now, I've seen this on I've seen loads of videos on this. I've looked on the packaging for myself. I've seen the wording on the packaging. I've also followed it up. So you can do all this yourself, guys. As I've always said, don't believe me. Just because I say it's true doesn't mean it is true. So do your own research. But the most concerning thing is, so you know these swabs that they're getting you to jam up your nose and round down your throat as far as you can, so it's poking out your bumhole. They're covered, they're sterilised with something called EO, which is ethylene oxide. Now, if you go onto the cancer website or just do any research into it, it does say that there's a lot, I don't know how to word this, there's a lot going towards it, say it does cause cancers. So why you'd want to stick that up your nose, down your throat, or more importantly, why you'd want to put it up your kid's nose or throat. So have a look into that, please. That is so important. At the end of the day, everything we're going through now is all about the children. So please, 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 if you're going to do one thing or one thing only this bank holiday weekend, please look into that. As I say, it says on the front of the box EO, and then you can get the little leaflet out and it says it's ethylene oxide on the leaflet. Just go onto the NHS website or Google whatever, DuckDuckGo it. What's ethylene oxide used for? What causes does it have? And it states quite a few everywhere that is a cancer. It's a very big concern towards causing cancers of various cancers. Sorry. So yeah, please look into that. Now, there was another thing that I did find, talking about the jib jab. We know like there's a certain one that's been held back. I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it's around 17, 18 countries in Europe. I'm sure I've heard Canada now. That's one of them. They're saying something to do with blood clots. There was something in yesterday's MSM, one of them, and it said, I think was it 7 deaths? And there's blood clots. Don't quote me again, this is only alleged. Please do all your own research. Now, there is another variation of it, which was very paramount at the start. Now, I've seen on a lot of videos that have been released over the last few days that if you go on the government website, go into Jib Jabs, their version of it, there's even a page where it tells you allegedly from the March the 4th for a 7-day period what sort of bad reactions have come from that. And this is really worrying, girls and boys. Guys and girls. Really worrying. But the one I saw, I'm not saying it's true. Please don't think I am not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not a lawyer. As I always tell you, I just go by all my own research. I do a lot of research. I don't just take the first bit as gospel. I'll do loads and loads during the week, and then over time, if it's been repeated and it's literally word for word, then I'll look into it. And as I say, this is on the government website. It's the same government who've kept you locked down supposedly for 3 weeks to flatten the curve, and it's been well over a year. It's the same government who told you face nappies, there's no point in having them, and then they made you wear them. It's the same government who said there won't be freedom passports, and apparently that's coming in. So yeah, there's a bit of a, I don't know, it's just really annoying me, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. So I'll just give you a few for instances. So over this 7-day period, it's come back. The easiest way to explain it, what they've declared, if you like, which is a horrible way of saying that, but there's been, I will say side effects, shall we? So there's been around about 100,000 side effects, okay? And it's anything from, let's have a look, blood disorders over 2,000, cardiac disorders over 1,000, hearing disorders 713, eye disorders over 1,200, 70, I think it's 72 or 12, I couldn't read it properly, which have actually been blinded. You got I can't pronounce after, gastrointestinal, it's nearly 9,500. General disorders, I don't know what that means, but it's over 26,000. Liver disorders, immune system, infectious, there's metabolic disorders, muscular tissue, which is around 11,500. Now I'm guessing muscular tissue, would that be, I don't know, I'm not a doctor as I say, maybe would that be bruising or something like that, I'm not sure. Nervous system over 16,000. This is one that really I don't get. It's associated with pregnancy, right? It's only 29, but come on, people, ladies, if you're pregnant, if you feel you may be pregnant, please do not be taking these tests. I mean, I'm sure even the government has said that you shouldn't, so that was really worrying for me. Psychiatric disorders, over 1,200. Respiratory, which I've covered a few times regarding face nappies as well, over 3,500 in 1 week. Now, and skin disorders, I saw one really horrible one, I'm not going to talk about it, but as I say, if you look, you will find these things, but there's like over 1,500 of that. Vascular disorders, nearly 1,000, and heart goes out to all friends and families, but even deaths of 212. Look, as I say, and there's medical and surgical procedures of around about 45. As I always say, please don't believe me, but this is on our government website. As I say, the same government who's been telling you what hoops to jump through and how to do it. Jump forward, jump backwards, don't jump forward, don't jump backwards, stand still, don't stand still, move forward. Do you know what I mean? The same people who say if you walk too slow, you could get Rona, we're better off walking faster. I mean, come on. It's pathetic now. I mean, they're really clutching at straws now, aren't they? So yeah, that's just my feelings. As I say, there is loads out there. Please always do your own research. And just because somebody's not got the same opinion as you, or as me, or as anyone else, doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong, doesn't mean you should be horrible to them. So please show love and respect to everybody, whether you're just walking around the road, down the road, at work. Oh, at work, that's the other thing. So hopefully we get the big news. I think they said Monday, which would be tomorrow, whether we can start some people might say go back to normal. So it will all just depend on Doris and his merry batch of men who have got significant funding from our tippy tap fella from across the water. Talking about across the water, massive, well, I thought it was quite massive anyway. One big news story coming out of America was all about the big shipping vessel, would you call it a vessel? I suppose we would, that got stuck. The big shipping vessel got stuck. Anyway, I'm laughing because, like I say, some of these things coming out. So it got stuck in the Suez Canal. The best one I heard. Now, bear in mind, guys and girls, this vessel weighs, and I've made these numbers up. You can check all this out. Okay, I've done this research. So I'll still say allegedly. It allegedly weighs around 224,000 tons. 224,000 tons. And the first thing MSM said, it got blown. Come on, wake up. If that don't set alarm bells off for you, then nothing will it? So the reason I had a look into this, I just found it all very strange because that Suez Canal is very detrimental to how food's transported all around the world, medical aids. There's loads. I didn't realise how important it was, to be honest. It was actually chatting with one of my friends about it. He knew a bit more. And then I did a bit of research into it, and it really highlighted this. So I had a little look into it because the way it was on one side, it was saying, look, to me, it was trying to say, look at me, look at me. Which we all do sometimes, don't we? But anyway, back onto it. So it was the Evergreen Company. So I had a little look into them. Allegedly a Chinese-run company. So I thought, well, there's got to be more to this. So I had to look into that vessel itself, that ship, that boat, whatever you want to call it. Now, that was called Ever Given. And this is where it gets interesting. The call sign for the Ever Given is H3RC. Okay? Now, bear in mind, you might want to start thinking along the lines of America while we're talking about this. The reason I say that, this one, I actually had to check this about 4 or 5 times because I thought, this can't be right. But yeah, again, do your own research. So it was kind of strange. So this boat was stuck there for a while. They said they couldn't move it. And then all lo and behold, when it come out that what they might need to do is start taking these containers off. Now bear in mind, this boat holds around 18,000 containers. 18,000, girls and boys. So, they send in the tugboats. And this is where I thought, this is like pantomime stuff now. So I looked into the names of the tugboats, sorry. Lo and behold, the main one, Baraka 1. So again, H3RC is the call sign for the main vessel. Just think about that. I've mentioned the family name a few back. One was an ex-president, shall we say. You might want to have a look at his missus, who I believe ran for president, but the trump card one. Anyway, so yeah, Baraka 1, and there were 3 other tugboats, and apparently they were all called Mossad. So yeah, do take as you will. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So these guys, these little tugboats only came in when they started saying we're going to have to start taking these containers off. Which, now it's all only alleged, this is only through my research. Obviously it's not been on, it might have been on MSM. I know certain parts of it was, what they want you to know and what they don't want you to know. Now, because of this, I think it must have raised alarm bells with the Egyptian president. Now, allegedly, he said that for the boats, once it got freed, to be taken think it's Lake Sitter. I hope that's right. Where I guess the Egyptian police, armies, and again, allegedly, Navy SEALs were involved in this as well, and they started taking containers out and investigating. Now, as I say, this is only alleged, all this that I'm going through at the minute, so please don't strike me down YouTube. It's just what I found in my own personal beliefs and it's research I've done. Doesn't mean it's true at all. Now, I'm not going to go into everything that I know they found in there, or allegedly what they found in there. That's for you to look into. But I will say, allegedly there was even weapons of mass destruction, and that's worrying. But the other things allegedly that were found is heartbreaking. Bear in mind, I already knew things like this were going on. I've done for a while. So yeah, please have a look into that. What I would say to you guys, dependent what you're thinking, where you are, just be careful how deep you go. Don't go too deep if you don't wanna. You can always, this is why I don't go too much in my videos, because then you can choose to go deeper if you want. You can choose what to believe, what not to believe. You can choose to do your own research. As I always say, it's your choice, okay? Nobody can take that away from you. Free will. So yeah, I looked into that as well. And another thing that happened yesterday as well, talking about American presidents, but we all know old geriatric Joe, he's running around, falling upstairs, allegedly saying in one, I don't know if it's an interview or press conference, every morning he wakes up and the first thing he says is, "Where the hell are we?" Yeah, well, I could believe that. Bless him. He's the actor played him is doing a cracking job, and he's really showing out. Now there are, I feel going forward, as I say, the next 2 weeks, it's going to be absolutely huge. I said when I first started this, I reckoned about 6 weeks it's going to be a lot coming out. The one thing I keep banging on about is keep your eyes on the skies, people, because there's a lot to be seen up there in the universe, things like that, shall we say. Now, one last thing to touch on with you girls and boys, gents and ladies. I noticed yesterday I found a video, doesn't mean it's true again, it could be an old one, I don't know, but it was President Trump flying in on a presidential helicopter, and he arrived at West Point. Now, why am I bringing this up? As I don't know if I've covered this about fraudulent voting that went on. I don't know if I've covered that yet. If I haven't, I'm not going to say too much about it yet. That's all coming out as well, about Biden getting votes of deceased people, children, etc., etc. There's loads of proof anyway. But we'll go into that at a later stage. The reason I'm bringing that up, first of all, if it is true, if the video's not an old one, why is he riding around in a presidential helicopter? Secondly, when he gets off the helicopter, the military will salute him. And he salutes back. Being President Trump, he's always saluted military back. So yeah, if he wasn't Commander-in-Chief, they wouldn't salute him. Okay? And as I've stated numerous times in the past, President Trump is still flying around in Air Force One. Joe Biden's not. He's just, I mean, to be fair, he can hardly get up the stairs, let's be honest. But yeah, so I'm going to leave you on that. As I say, if you're new to the channel, please do me a favour actually. I've never asked you guys to do anything for me, but someone's told me that if you get likes, then more people see it. So if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up, please. Let anyone know who may be interested in my wacky adventure in this, what I call, so like Shakespeare said, the world is a theatre. And that's the best way I think I can explain it. So, main thing, be good to each other. Loads of love and light to one and all. As I say, it's an absolutely stunning day outside. I'm going to do my workout inside and then go and do a little bit of cardio, I think, outside. Have an amazing bank holiday weekend, whether you celebrate Easter, Passover, whatever. Just make sure you're kind to everyone. outside and down below in the comments. If anyone does actually leave a comment, that would be fantastic. But apart from that, have an amazing Sunday. Depending on how the week's going, I've gone back to, you probably noticed, I've gone back to one video a week for now. Depending on what's happening and how fast it happens, I might put an extra video in during the week. But the main thing will be, there'll definitely be a video every Sunday. So thank you so much for viewing my videos and all your support. Have an amazing day. As I always say, go outside, smile at people, say hello to them. Remember, humanity, we're supposed to be sociable, not unsociable. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Bye.